It's really big news that the major trades and publications do not want to carry. They don't want to touch it, but we will. Apparently, advertisers, i.e. big corporations and companies like McDonald's and Coca-Cola, are none too happy with the Walt Disney Company because Disney Plus is failing to help them plus up their products with consumers. It all has to do with the fact that The Acolyte, Agatha, and more are struggling greatly to get any viewers anymore. We'll explain what's going on and why companies are saying, we want our money back to Disney. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Come one, come all, and join us for a grand time here at the Pro Ball, where we, as ever, are explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. Today, we're talking about an exclusive that comes from Valiant Renegade. He, along with Kiss My Grits, KMG, have detailed what is going on behind the scenes at the Walt Disney Company, where it turns out, well, their partners, their advertising partners, are none too happy. And it all has to do with the ratings, which we've told you in the past might be just a little bit misleading. The advertisers are not being misled. They want refunds. We'll tell you, it's a lot of fun, this video. Click the like button, and here we go. Folks, take a look at this. Out of that Park Place, and Marvin's going to have to help us with this. This is a story that broke on Valiant Renegade's channel. Folks, we definitely recommend you go check out that video starring Valiant Renegade and Kiss My Grits, KMG. We've got the coverage of it on that Park Place, where Valiant Renegade, by the way, is a financial contributor investor into the website, and we're so appreciative of him. Disney Plus advertisers abandon ship as Star Wars and Marvel shows underperform. This by Marvin Montanero. And it says, Disney Plus is facing significant challenges as advertisers reportedly pull their campaigns from the platform. The streaming service's original content has failed to meet the impression thresholds outlined in ad contracts, creating dissatisfaction among advertisers. Now, this is the sort of exclusive coming from Valiant Renegade and Kiss My Grits that, folks, it's not out there yet. This will be the next few days' headlines should the access media decide to actually dig a little bit and take a look at this article. We hope they will, because, well, we continue to be where the news happens first and foremost. The ad-supported tier of Disney Plus was intended to solve the company's streaming challenges. However, low audience engagement with major Star Wars and Marvel shows has led to below-average impressions. In response, Disney is reportedly trying to shift advertisers to broadcast television in an effort to retain their business and avoid costly refunds. This is huge news. It's not good news for Disney, but by the way, and Jonas, you can confirm this, maybe a year ago, I talked about how going to the advertising tier for Disney was going to open up now these shows to being, what would you say, judged on a meritocratic.
It was more than a year ago. Yes. But this is something that Bob Chapek was pushing for. Bob Chapek was in charge, and it was a money-based decision here when they decided that they were going to bring in an ad-based platform here on Disney Plus. And we were all very excited because we all knew that this content was not actually getting eyeballs.
Well, and the funny
if you want to sell ads, you have to have eyeballs on those ads in order for those ads to sell. This is why Hulu was successful back in the day, because it was years before they offered an ad-free tier, and it was expensive enough that most people didn't get it. Also, it was more of a traditional TV experience. None of this Disney by way of HBO style content that they do on Disney Plus. People are used to there being commercial breaks on The Golden Girls. People are not used to commercial breaks on The Mandalorian or Echo. Remember that one?
Yes, and the thing is, speaking of Echo, so Disney has done a very good job of hiding, especially from investors, but they've done a very good job of hiding the real viewership numbers on Disney Plus, to the point that I think Netflix has called them on the carpet several times now. Disney, however, cannot hide the advertising results. And that is where they are finally going to face pressure to create shows that people want to watch. That is why The Acolyte is canceled and it's not coming back. That is why Agatha is done. It's over. Because advertisers said, no more of this. Your tent pole foundational shows, the big ones, have to get us eyeballs on our ads, or we're pulling them and we want our refunds. Am I wrong, panel? I mean, I think we finally reached that point. I think we've reached the point now where this is going to become visible that Hulu is doing all of the Herculean lifting for Disney and streaming.
Yeah, and the problem that they are starting to find as they integrate Hulu and ESPN into Disney Plus, as Valiant and KMG pointed out so beautifully in the video, is you have a huge disparity between the Disney Plus viewers, the pixie duster Disney adults, and the Hulu viewers who are just trying to watch classics and regular TV, and the ESPN sports fans. And that's going to create a huge issue for advertisers as well.
Absolutely. Let's read this statement from KMG. And so I know quite a bit about KMG, and I don't know what's supposed to be said. So I'm going to be very, very careful and just read exactly what's in the article. It says, and by the way, when I say that, folks, what I'm saying is I endorse that KMG knows what KMG is talking about. Here's the paragraph. Thank you, Culture. Basically, what is happening with Disney Plus is Disney Plus is struggling right now to fulfill the obligation that it's promising to its advertisers, KMG said, citing conversations with industry contacts in New York City. And what I mean by that is whenever you agree to advertise on a platform like Disney Plus, you are always guaranteed a certain amount of impressions. Well, Disney Plus is struggling to fulfill the obligations that they have been promising. So they're under-delivering by vast amounts on several of the campaigns that are running on that platform. And as a result of what is happening is the advertisers are obviously not very happy. And so they are pulling money from those campaigns. They're saying, all right, if you're not meeting the delivery that you promised me, I'm placing that money elsewhere. KMG further explained that advertisers have lost faith in Disney Plus as a platform and are redirecting their ad dollars to cable and broadcast networks, which, by the way, we've been told that those are dying. They're done. They're on their way out. And yet, advertisers, i.e. the corporations of the world, the Coca-Colas, the McDonald's, they're saying, hey, we're going to go over here to ABC and ESPN instead. See you later. Sorry, Disney Plus.
What's the term, Pro? Follow the money. If you want to know what's happening in the world, follow the money. That's the surest sign to me that nobody's watching Disney Plus. When the advertisers are saying, I'm taking my money and I'm going to put it over here onto this dying platform instead of actually having it on Disney Plus, that tells you everything you need to know. People are done with Disney Plus. Nobody's watching the platform, which is why the advertisers, the people that need their money to be, they need to put their money in the best place possible for their products. They're pulling the plug. That's the surest sign to me, regardless of what, because I've always felt like nobody's really watching Disney Plus. But you always see these numbers in Variety and Deadline. You see all of these numbers, and everybody says, oh, no. This show did 9.9 million in the first 5, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. You can tell me anything you want to tell me. But when the advertisers are pulling the money, there it is. There it is right there. There it is.
And the thing that you have to remember with the fact that they're not meeting these guaranteed impressions, that's supposed to be the BAM, the bare A minimum that they're supposed to be able to deliver. Like, because it's not just as an advertiser, I'd be almost disappointed if they hit that number and didn't go any further. As an advertiser, you want to know that you're going to not only hit that number as the worst case scenario, but that you're going to get infinitely more impressions than what that is. And the problem is they're not even hitting the bottom of the barrel. They're buried underneath the barrel.
Well, that's crazy. The barrel is coming due for Disney because what's happening now is let's take Skeleton Crew for an example. Skeleton Crew opened up very successfully for Disney, and so people who would not traditionally say that Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars is grand came out and said, "Hey, this is a return to form," at least for the most part. Now you've got the episode where the two moms are introduced, and we're back into the modern message, right? Advertisers might say that they love all this stuff. They might buy into the ESG and the DEI and all of the social, new quotas and norms that we're supposed to adhere to. But advertisers want to make money. That's what they're there to do. That is numero uno. That is the foundational reason they're on the streaming. And so Disney is now going to have to consider, if we put the modern message and we sync our content, like with Skeleton Crew, if we damage the content, and the reach and the appeal, how visibly are we going to be harmed by advertisers leaving and this leaking out now? Like, that's on the table.
I mean, let me give you my personal experience, because I dropped Disney Plus middle of the year. And then I knew I needed it for Agatha, right? So at that point in time, and it's literally just for this job, I needed to be able to watch Agatha. So I signed up for the triple thing where it's with Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu. And I don't watch Disney Plus. I watch Max. I'm watching old shows on Max. I'm watching Lois and Clark. I'm watching Chuck. I watch Friends. It's for the older shows. It's not even the new stuff on Max, but and now I think they have like a Black Friday deal where it was $2.99 a month. That's or right. Something like that. I mean, it's so super cheap. People can still sign up, but I'm signed up, but I'm not watching unless it's for the content that I need on YouTube. And it's just like reacting to this. There's nothing on the platform that's that entertaining to me. I might go back and watch Iron Man. I might go back and watch the original Captain America, because all the MCU's on that. I think they'd actually do better if they had a just MCU only streaming platform. I don't know, but I could care less about the Star Wars content unless I'm going to watch it to review it. It's just, this is from my own personal experience, because I can't speak for the millions of people that might supposedly be subscribed to this platform or not, but there's just, the creativity within the Disney company is so gone that there's nothing really that worthwhile on watching it. I mean, think about this. You can subscribe to Disney Plus, or you can just buy a 4K copy of Deadpool and Wolverine and have it forever, and it's in your collection, and it's better to watch that way.
Right. Can I point this out? Disney Plus at this point, unless you are subscribing for National Geographic, which I think that stuff might also be on Hulu, this is off of the 4 primary brands, that being Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel. I forgot, because whatever. So essentially, you have a streaming service that has to justify its existence for an entire year on less than 20 pieces of content, because they don't release that many, especially this last year. They have not released that many movies. And the only reason they have the series that they have right now is because they held things back and were delayed because of the writer strike here. So people are severely overpaying if they're paying full price for this. By the way, the only reason that I paid the $3 for Disney Plus is because I wanted Hulu, because whatever, for $1 a month with ads. And then they said, by the way, if you pay $2 more per month, we will lock in that price for an entire year on Disney Plus. And it's a little bit easier than the system that I have right now, which is someone has not been logged out of my machine. So,
right, Jonas, for right or wrong, tell us, how much does it damage Disney in terms of like Skeleton Crew? For right or wrong, let's not take a position on the morality or the ethics or any of that. When they introduce something that is divisive from a social standpoint into the 3rd episode, how many kids across America do you think their families say, you know what, never mind then, we're not going to watch this?
Oh, well, parents can have that discussion about what they want in their children's content. But when Disney says, by the way, we're going to be doing this one thing, to just say, think, here's this data point right here. Me as a parent, if this is something that I don't know what it's going to be in the background, if it's going to be a background of the shot, or if the entire episode is going to be about these characters' moms, or if within that there's going to be something where they decide to go off into weirdo territory on all of this and start preaching about things that I am not on the same page as the staff at Lucasfilm. I'm obviously not on the same page as the
Jonas,
staff.
let me see if I assess this correctly. They have forced you and parents across the nation to preview
everything,
to scan their content before you're willing to let the kids watch it.
So they don't have anything on this platform right now.
You should never have that problem with Disney. You could just like literally turn on the Disney Channel, walk away, you're fine. Yeah, now everybody has to be very cautious, because to your point, Pro, it may be something hanging out in the background and it's not going to be a big part of the show and all of that kind of stuff, but you don't know that. You have no idea. And how far down this rabbit hole do I really want to go? We've seen Disney's, history with this stuff. Okay, we've seen what they've been doing. They've been anti-family values, which is really what you come to Disney for. We have 1,000 other places to go for, less than, PC content or risque content or whatever. We don't need it from Disney. Okay. We just never needed it here. Here is where you bring your family, grandma can sit down with grandchild and watch something. That's what Disney was. Now you don't have any confidence in that. They've chased off all the Star Wars fans. I mean, most of them anyway. Most of the Star Wars fans have chased off. So who are you selling your Star Wars content to? I don't know. You're starting to do the same thing with Marvel. And, as you go through with Pixar and all the things that they've done, Lightyear, it's just getting to the point where what's the value of Disney? So we might as well just not even have it. If you got it for Hulu and for ESPN, okay, but nobody's watching Disney Plus. And that's to my point. That's why these advertiser dollars, they're pulling the money out for a reason. And so that tells me nobody's watching this platform. No one's watching it. Disney would be far better if they just went back and just licensed all their stuff off. Because they're not making any money, in my opinion.
Can I throw one more data point in here, Pro?
Please.
These are the Luminate numbers, and this is not the Nielsen numbers.
I say Luminate. I don't know which way we're supposed to go with this. I don't know.
Well, I think if we make it into Illuminati, then we can get a whole different audience here.
No, Jonas. Again, this is becoming a meme. This is becoming a trend now. That was my joke. You stole my joke, Jonas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
No. Great minds. And mediocre minds, which is us too, apparently. All right, go ahead.
Streaming originals right here. I just want to point out this is for November 29th through December the 5th. This would have been the week that Skeleton Crew premiered on Disney Plus with 2 episodes. Disney is nowhere on this chart right here. Paramount is on this chart 4 times. There is a video that I'm sure has come out on Valiant Renegade's channel at this point, going into deep dives about this and how much these things cost. I absolutely recommend you watch it. But Skeleton Crew right now, there is no way they made that for less than $100 million, possibly more than $200 million, the way that they spend over at Disney. Well, it's John Watts, so he's a competent director with a history in Hollywood, so he probably knows what he's doing. Maybe not 200, but I would be willing to bet that the entire catalog of what is listed here, I don't think Tulsa King is even on right now. So this is back catalog episodes of Tulsa King that appear to be beating Disney's latest Star Wars entry right now. So no, advertisers are not getting their money back. Disney is not getting their money back. They are holding their breath until eventually that something. Please they're praying to whatever false gods they have to please let people get past the gag reflex of paying attention to how much money they're spending on Disney Plus until they get some subscribers and some ads here. They have an unfixable problem because the Disney Plus audience is not the Hulu audience. The Hulu audience is not interested in Disney Plus. They're trying to put, Hugh Johnston said, they're putting ESPN Plus on here so that people will object to the cancellation of the triple bundle here. Guess what? ESPN still exists in the best form that it can with live broadcast television. Nobody is interested in cable 2.0 controlled by the Bob Iger Corporation.
And by the way, folks, we're on YouTube. We like YouTube. And I'm telling you right now, YouTube TV is a great place to be for watching ESPN. Sorry, Disney. It's always sad when one of these video ends, and yet it is the beginning of the wait for the next one to land. 4 times a day right here on the Pro Channel. And by the way, there's plenty more on our partner channels. That Part Place, That Pod Place, That Game Place. And go check out the original music we have on stations like Vacation Radio. We'd love to have you, love to entertain you. At least we'll do a better job than some of the current entertainment companies. Folks, like, share, subscribe, and you know what? Drop a comment right on down below. Share this out anywhere you go on social media. And until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure of getting to spend time with you when you choose to invite us into your day to add the value that we hope to bring your way. We ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.